Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to give some shouts out to the early birds, starting with Don. SMA 1989, what it do? Is that don't need no man. Stop telling me. Okay? Stop telling me, don't need no man. Teen Mom. What's up? What's up? What's up, South California? African Pride. Hey, what up? China Carter. China Carter. What's up, China? Kendrick White. What it do? What it do, Ken? Looking at now. Said DJ Kid. What's up, DJ Kid? Danya boy. What's up, South Bronx? South Bronx. Blessed One. 313. What up, though? We got Rose Bennett. What's up, Rose Bennett? All right, fam. Going in. Whew, man. Donald Trump, your president, is at it again, fam. He's at it again. He now wants to tie in the funding for the Department of Homeland Security and voter registration requirements. He wants to tie all of the funding in. Like he wants to tie that in with voter registration requirements. Why would he do that? Let's hear from the horse's mouth before we go any further.
Identification with picture and proof. I'm tying Homeland Security into voter identification with picture and proof of citizenship in order to vote. And those two items are the most important thing having to do with Homeland Security. So it should be part of the Homeland Security bill. And I'm requesting that the Republican senators do that immediately. You don't have to take a fast vote. Don't worry about Easter going home. In fact, make this one for Jesus, okay? Make this one for Jesus. That's what I tell them.
Well, I know a pimp and a con artist when I see one. Boy, sound just like a pimp. Make this one for Jesus. Make it for Jesus. If you make it for Jesus, you know, some people, boy, they so tied in, they locked in, boy, they locked in. He said, Jesus, do it for Jesus. I got to do it now. He said it for Jesus. Got to do it. You know, Trump don't give a damn about Jesus. He don't care nothing about religion. He don't care nothing about his spirit. Well, yes, he do. He got a wicked spirit. So you can have good spirits, you can have bad spirits. He got a bad spirit. So he cares about that. And he works hard on having that bad spirit. Why would he want to tie in the Department of Homeland Security funding with voter registration requirements? Because he wants to steal the election. It's simple. This is all about this whole Save America. Oh, by the way, Republicans, y'all pretty good with y'all messaging, because when they say the Save America Act, anytime they say they're gonna do it's something, it's one thing, it's always something else. They always got these pretty names, pretty titles. And it sounds good, sounds plausible, sounds like something you can get behind. But usually the devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. So it ain't about saving America. It's about advancing Donald Trump's political agenda. That's what it's about. That's what this whole thing is about when it comes to voter registration, these voter registration requirements that he's trying to pass. I personally think, hey, man, let him do it. I think it'll hurt him more than it'll hurt anybody else, because I do believe most of Donald Trump voters are one-tooth, uneducated people, and their asses don't have ID. I think that, so it has to be something more than that, because he has to know that his constituents don't have ID. They do not have a photo ID. I bet you if you line them up, it's more of them that don't have photo ID than those on the other side. I bet you $1 to a donut. So if that's the case, then it would seem like to me that he would end up taking a harder hit than the other side would. Speaking of the other side, if he gets away with any of this, it would be on their watch. Yeah, it would be on their watch. What I'm trying to figure out is, how was the Republicans able to do so much with so little when the Democrats had the House and the Senate? It was almost like the Republicans were still running the show, because they was opposing everything. They was holding everything up. They would not bend. They would not break. They would not acquiesce to nothing. They fought Barack Obama tooth and nail on everything. They filibustered. They did everything. How were they able to make their presence so prominent? How were they able to do that? How were they able to get a lot of what they wanted anyway? I think I got an answer. Threats and intimidation. Threats and intimidation. Democrats need to understand this. You cannot beat the devil with a feather. You cannot beat the devil with a feather. It's going to take some heavy artillery. I ain't going to tell you what type of weapons to use, but you're not going to beat the devil with a feather. You got to bring it to him. You got to get deep, down and dirty. I hear people say, well, we can't be like them. We can't do what they do. Let me ask you something. If somebody was trying to break into your house and you had your family inside the house, because maybe you're willing to risk your life, but maybe, a lot of people, they won't risk their children's life or their woman's life or whatever, right? Somebody's trying to break in your house. You don't know what they're trying to get in there to do. You have no idea what length they're willing to go to get whatever it is they're coming in there to get. Do you try to reason with them? Do you say, you know what? Let me get something. Let me get this plastic bat out of my son's room and clobber him over the head with. That'll teach him a lesson. That'll teach him a lesson. Or do you go get the most powerful weapon that you got at your disposal and put that on him? Which one you gonna do? I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm not taking any chances. I'm not taking any chances. I don't want to hear nothing but your mama got to say. I don't want to hear nothing your grandma got to say. Nothing Your daddy got to say, your sister, your brother, your sister. I don't care nothing about none of that. First law of nature, self-preservation. You had no business coming in that house. So if I got the ups, I'm going to down you. I'm not taking no chances. And anybody that would take chances would be a fool. They'll probably end up dead. So, Democrats, what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? Donald Trump is pretty much doing whatever he wants to do. And there's very little resistance. I see a lot of talking during these congressional hearings. They do a lot of talking. I mean, they talk a lot. You shouldn't, and you're horrible. You're the worst director. You've never had a chair that bad, and they'd be giving him there'd be some hard finger pointing going on, but nothing is ever done. They don't really do anything. So, what are you going to do? Anything that the Republicans get away with that hurts Americans, the Democrats let them do it. That's right. Somebody got to hold them accountable. Somebody got to hold them accountable since they're not going to hold themselves accountable. It ain't like the Republicans going to step up and say, hey, man, that ain't cool. They'll get a few of them. It's a handful of them. But the rest of them, they're playing ball. So what y'all going to do about that? What are you going to do? Here's an article in the Mirror. Donald Trump invoked the name of Jesus Christ in a bid to pressure Congress to pass his election rigging plan. Giving a speech in Memphis, Tennessee, Trump said he was going to order Republicans to withhold funding from the Department of Homeland Security until the Senate passes his bill to pass the so-called Save America Act. He said that he was going to order Republicans to withhold. Let me talk to the Republicans for a moment. I hope like hell one of you that's sitting in Congress right now hears what I'm saying. Y'all some cowards. I couldn't let no man handle me like that. I'm going to order you to do this. You order. The president is supposed to talk and with his party. He's supposed to consult with members of his party. He is merely a representative for his party. He is a spokesperson for his party. But bigger than his party, he is a spokesperson for the United States of America. That means all citizens. So this mentality where he goes around and he talks about the radical left, and they're evil, and talks about how people on the left should die and they should be killed and they're the worst thing that ever happened to America. It's like he's saying straight up, damn the 80-some million of y'all that didn't vote for me. I don't give a damn about you. I don't care nothing about you. That's what the president is saying. He's supposed to be the president of all Americans, no matter whether they voted for him or not. But he's shown time and time again that he only cares about pandering to his side. And I say pandering because he's only pandering because he does not do anything to enrich the lives of the people who voted for him, except the very, very small elite. Very small, very, very, very small number of the elite. That's it. The rest of y'all on your own, but you're too slow to know. This dude, the things that he's doing, he's setting presidents after presidents. He's waking up the monsters that are on their way to Congress. He's letting them know you can be vile. You can be vile. You can be uncivilized. You don't have to exercise a lick of decorum. And you too can be the president of the United States. And you too can be a senator. You can be a governor. You can be a mayor, city councilman, anything. Because I'm way up here. I'm the president and I'm acting a damn donkey. I say anything. I say shit, goddamn, whatever I want to say, I say it. Whatever I want to do, I do it. No accountability whatsoever. So he's waking up the monster. He's waking up the uncivilized. He's waking up the thieves in Congress. Those who are going to go into Congress to steal. They're going to become Congress members to steal. They're going to try to become vice president and director of this and that and the best friend of this guy on paper. To rape and pillage the American economy. The act would demand voters show photo ID to register, something millions of eligible voters do not possess. He also wants to ban postal and absentee voting, demanding the vast majority of Americans vote in person and on the same day. Do you know how difficult that would be? But you know why he's doing it. First and foremost, the reason why you have early voting and you have the polls open on various days is because you got people working on certain days, people are at work, and you give people options. People got other stuff going on in the world. They may be out of town or whatever. They come back. They're going to vote before, when they get back, or they'll vote before they come back, right? I mean, before they leave. It's almost like when people will set a funeral off or something for. No, that ain't the same. That's not quite the same. But let me get back on point with this. He wants to make voting happen on the same day. He knows that the polls are already strained. You know, it's already tight. The lines are already super long. This is on election day. The lines are already long as hell on election day, and where some people are still in line after the polls close. He knows that already. So what that's going to do is, if they would all have to vote on the same day, first of all, millions of people will miss an opportunity to get to vote because they're going to have to work. They got to work. Or they have to be at this particular appointment. Maybe it's a doctor's appointment. They've been planning this or that. There's something planned with their job or their school or something major. And they have no control of that date, but they have an obligation to be there. Those people are going to miss out on voting. He knows that. The ultimate goal here, fam, is for things to go awry, for things to like really, really fall apart, for the whole thing to fall apart. So when he loses, he can blame voter fraud. He can blame the Democrats for everything being all messed up. This bill also allows him to seize state-held voter rolls. This is a big one right here, which many fear he will use to sow doubt in the result of November's midterm elections, allowing him to make false claims of fraud. Desperate to get the bill passed, Trump has demanded Republicans take it to funding for the Department of Homeland Security, something already causing chaos across the United States. Democrats had already held up funding for the department, demanding changes to operating rules for ICE agents, banning them from covering their faces and ensuring they wear a body camera on duty. Republicans have refused to approve that move, causing huge delays at airports across the country where security staff are paid by DHS. Now, family, if it doesn't matter what side that you're on, take politics all the way out of it. Take your party out of it. Take Donald Trump out of it. Take Hakeem Jeffries out of it and everybody that you know. Let's just say you just popped up in this country. You don't know who, you don't know none of the players. You don't even know who the president is. And you heard that there was going to be an agency called ICE at the airports checking people to make sure that they indeed had legal status to be in the United States. If somebody told you that they required that in order for those agents to be able to work, they could not cover their faces and they would have to wear body cam so that their activities could be monitored. Also, the body cam not only protects the civilians from being abused, but it also protects the agents. Because just in case something does happen, the agents have proof that they acted in accordance with protocol, right? And in accordance with the law. Seems like a plausible thing, right? Like just on the surface, Why would they not want that? Because their asses plan on breaking the law. Simple. That's the only reason why they want to cover their faces. The only reason why they want to cover their faces. And that is the only reason why. That's the only reason why they don't want to wear body cam. Because they plan on doing something illegal. And they don't want to be seen. They don't want to get caught. They don't want to get called out. That's what that's about. Going to the comments. Who is that? Ezekiel Afari. What's up? Antoinette, what it do? Connie Hodge. What's up, Connie? Antonio Campbell. Just remember, fam, anything Trump does illegal, anything he does inappropriate, he did it on the Democrats' watch. So it's not just on him, it's on them to hold him accountable. It ain't we just gonna wait. He can just destroy the nation and we'll wait till we vote. Shit, by the time we vote, it might not be a nation. What's up, Cecil Mitchell? Al Cosmic. What's up, Rose Bennett? What's that? Wisdom A48 60. Tandy Kane. Tandy Kane with the compliment. Coming in with the compliment. Hey, you know what? Let me put this. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little gloating, y'all. I'm gonna hit y'all with that. So Tandy Kane said she was giving me a compliment on my age, 59. Yeah, fam. Moderation. You know, I don't do drugs. That's number one. I don't do drugs. You can see with my eyes clear. See that? Clear. You know, white eyes, clear skin. Yeah, I don't do drugs. Um, I eat I eat very little red meat, very little fried foods, uh, lots of vegetables, take vitamins every day. That's a big thing to me. Like sometimes I don't feel like taking vitamins, but I'd rather take vitamin pills than medicine pills. You know what I'm saying? So, but really, I look at my food as my medicine, rather than my medicine being my food. That's the way I look at it. And I've seen way too many people, just way too many people, broken down by the time they're 60 years old, even 50. Just people just be broken down and everything aching, and so I get aches sometimes too, but everything aching, they can't move. You know, people just seem like age just accelerates. But a lot of that is due to lifestyle. And I've seen a number of people, like, being in the entertainment industry, you see a little bit of everything, or you see a lot of everything, right? So being in the entertainment industry, I saw it early on, and I was like, yeah, well, we ain't gonna be doing that. Nah, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Not that, not that, not that. So for me, it was just a matter of moderation. Moderation. But I appreciate that, Tandy. Appreciate you. T. Gallagher, where you been? Chuck Deezer checking it. Wait a minute, hold on now. How Chuck Deezer and T. Gallagher back to back? Y'all must be together, because I ain't seen either of y'all in the chat for in a little bit. It's been a minute. DJ Honey Love, what it do? Oh, and water, fam. Oh man, I can't stress enough how important that water is. Water, yeah, every day. Before I go to bed, when I get up, and before I go to bed. I know most people don't like drinking water before they go to bed, but what's crazy is when I drink water before I go to bed, I don't have to get up in the middle of the night. It's crazy. I don't drink too much though. I try to drink about 10 to 16 ounces of water, and I don't get up in the middle of the night. But I also empty my tank before I drink that 16 ounces. Yeah. What's up, Rodney Graham? So that's it, fam. Trump wants the Senate to skip Easter and do it for God. He said, skip Easter for God. He wants them to skip Easter. They need to do it for God so that they can vote on this Save America Act. They need to vote on that so that he can get the funds he wants for DHS and for himself, because it's got to be something in it for him to be fighting that hard for it, right? He always got an angle, so it's got to be something. It's some money now, some kind of way. Somebody getting paid out of those billions. Somebody getting some money, and some kind of way it's trickling down to him. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.